What's up, boys? We're back taking a look at some more NBA player props today over on prizepicks. This video applies to sports books, it applies to player prop websites out there, and especially prizepicks. Let's hop into this slate. We're currently on a 12-5 run, but we are coming off of a heartbreaker last night with the hook ruining our little mini sweep that we have going on. Jalen Brunson went over his points very easily, and then Trey Murphy unfortunately ended up getting caught on the hook after shooting 38%. I had him over 14.5 points. He ended up having 14 points, and again, he shot 38%, so wasn't exactly too happy with that one. We still have a pretty good run going, so we're going to dive in. I got two brand new player props for you guys in today's video, but if you were not on prizepicks, use the link down in my description below. That will get you a 100% deposit match up to $100. It's available in most states and most of Canada. You can win up to 25 times your money. It's what I use. It's my personal favorite, so just download the app off the App Store or use the link down in my description below and use that code DOMG because that will get you that 100% deposit match. But now let's dive in and take a look at these player props here. But one final thing, the Patreon is available if you want to see everything that I'm running tonight. We have over 600 members now in the Patreon, and here's the full breakdown of that Patreon. If you are interested in seeing every single one of my plays, check out the Patreon. The link is down in the description below. There are 3 different tiers. There's NFL, NBA, and all sports. With access to the Patreon, you guys get every single play that I play, on top of these plays being ranked by confidence level and write-ups to go with every single prop that I post. Once again, the link is down in the description below, so check it out. So again, we have over 600 members. I seriously do appreciate you guys. But now let's dive into this player prop slate. Okay, here we go. We got a 12-5 run looking to make that 14-5. Let's start here with an NBA first half category right here. This is exclusive to pretty much prizepicks. I haven't seen this on like sports books and things like that. However, if you are in a sports book, I do have an alternative for you. However, there's another reason to potentially join prizepicks is their NBA first half category. I was able to catch the Jalen Brunson over 11.5 yesterday. That hit in the first quarter, which was amazing. But today we're going to go ahead and head over to the late game today. And I'm liking a little bit of Nikola Jokic over 13.5 first half points for a couple of different reasons here. And let me explain why here. I originally liked his over 26.5 full game points. However, he has been bumped up to 27.5. So I'm switching over to his first half points right here, where I kind of like his hit rate. His hit rate is even better than it is just normal season long. He actually has a 47% hit rate so far this season at 13.5 first half points. He said this in 5 out of his last 10 games. He had 17 last matchup against the Clippers. So take a look at his first half game log right here, see what he's kind of done recently and all that different stuff right there. If you go ahead and see what he's done against the Clippers though, he's actually gone over in both of his most recent matchups, including the game this year. He shot 7 for 13 for 53%. And the funny thing is, he actually didn't go over his full game points last time. He only had 19 points and didn't attempt a single shot in the second half last time he faced the Clippers. So it's a little bit interesting. He had a really good first half last time when he did face the Clippers, and I'm riding with his first half points yet again here in this game against the Clippers. I think it's a very solid matchup for him. So we're going to take a look at this matchup, but make sure you always tail at your own risk and look at these a little bit more on your own. Do your own research, all that different stuff, tail at your own risk. Here we go though. Let's take a look. So he's going to be at home here against the Clippers. He's going to be at home. That should hopefully be an added bonus to him right here. It is a 5-point spread. We don't have to worry about a blowout or anything like that. I don't think this game will blow out anyway, but even if it was to blow out, we'd be kind of pretty much covered if we had the first half points right here, which we do. 229 over under right there, so it's a pretty solid over under. And I'll get into my alternative for the sports books in just a second right here, but let's take a look at these center points allowed that the Clippers are allowing. They are allowing the 7th most points per game allowed to the center so far this season at 23.81 points per game allowed to the center, and the most in the last 7 games. And they haven't even had to deal with Jokic, and they're still allowing 31.15 points per game to the center in the last 7 games. You can switch it to the last 15 if you want, and they rank 3rd, allowing 26.98 points per game to the center. This matchup is very beautiful for his points right here. I really do like the spot. If you are in a sports book though, I do like his points at 26.5. However, I believe he has actually moved up to 27.5 on the sports books. He started at 25.5, or I think it was earlier today. But yeah, it looks like he's at like 26.5 minus 140. I think it's a little bit much. Not the biggest fan of his 27.5. However, I do like also his PRA and his points and rebounds. I'd probably prefer the points and rebounds right here at 38.5. I don't think that's a terrible spot. He's at 37.5 on prizepicks. So I kind of like it around there a little bit if you are in a sports book. However, I do prefer the over 13.5 first half points for Nikola Jokic in this one. Hopefully he gets it done yet again again here against the Clippers, and hopefully he has a better second half for those of you that take his full game points. But that's my first player prop right there. Is going to be Nikola Jokic over 13.5 first half points. Now hopping into player prop number 2. Let's do it, man. So I'm feeling pretty good about these pairings here. So NBA first half. We're going to head back over to the NBA first half, and I do have an alternative. It's the same exact thing. I like his first half points, but also his full game points. However, on prize picks, I like his first half points just a little bit more than his full game points. So don't worry, Sportsbooks guys out there, I also like his full game points. But we're going to hop down here to one of the, not later games, but it's the 8 o'clock game today, and I like Alperen Sengun over 6.5 first half points here. I doubt I said his name right. I'm really bad with names. But anyways, he's been very, very good this season when it comes to his first half points. So I'll talk about his full game points as well. However, he is a minus 120 to go over 13.5. So let's show that off real quick. If you are on a sportsbook, you want to see the odds that are offered for him right now. So 13.5, pretty much across the board right here, minus 122, minus 120. I like the spot with him being at minus 120 on DK and MGM. Minus 122 is not bad as well, but I do like him over his 6.5 first half points on prize picks here for a couple of different reasons. Let me explain why. Let's go through the breakdown. So he's actually hit this in 8 out of his last 10 games. He's been over this in 8 out of his last 10. The only games he's gone under in his last 10 were against Boston, a very good team, and Dallas, a very good team at defending the center so far this season. So I really do like the spot with him against Utah, because the Utah is very, very bad against the center so far this year. So the over-run for this game is 230.5, with Utah being favored by 6.5 points right here on the spread. So he's going to be at home against Utah in this game right here. But now let's dive into the matchup, which looks pretty damn good to me. Utah is allowing the most points per game to the center so far this year. Last 7 games, Utah is allowing the 4th most points per game to the center in the last 7 games right here. So I love the spot. And also in the last 15 games, they're still allowing the 4th most points per game to the center position. So he's been really great lately, and he's been really, really good really just all the season. I'm sorry, the matchup has been really, really good in the last 7 games, last 15, the entire season. I love the spot with him against the Utah Jazz. So right here, and again, I like his full game as well, but I prefer the first half just because the hit rate is so much better. He's hitting 8 out of his last 10 games and 68% so far this season, and it takes a major drop off when it comes to his full game points. However, with the matchup, I think he still goes over his full game points, but you can just kind of compare. We'll compare here. We'll pull up his first half and compare it right here to his full game log, so I can show you guys here kind of the edge you can get on prize picks, again, if you were not already on there. So this is what his first half game log looks like, and this is what his second half game log looks like. So there have been some games where he's actually been better in the second half, like this Dallas game right here. He had 6 points in the first half, comes back in the second half and actually drops 10 in the second half. So he actually went under first half, went over in the second half right there. But another times there's been games where he's had 9 points in the first half and only 2 in the second half, like against Dallas right there. Goes over first half, misses in the second half, and that seems to happen a lot more often to me. So you can just see his hit rate in his last 10 full games so far this year. So you can see like Orlando, he had 13 points right there. He went under. Portland, Miami, the Suns, he went under in all those games, but has a lot better hit rate when it comes to his first half right there. Like against Portland and against Miami, he went over with 10 and 8 in those games in the first half. So I like the first half a little bit more. Hopefully you guys kind of understand my mindset and get in my head a little bit right there for why I like his first half more than his full game. But of course, I do like both of these in today's game. I just think Utah is such a good matchup, so I like the spot right there. My 2 plays for today's video: Nikola Jokic over 13.5 first half points, and Alperen Sengun over 6.5 first half points. 12-5 run, looking to make that 14-5 tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the very next video. Tail at your own risk, and make sure you guys have a good night tonight, and enjoy it, man.